ushaga tu hapa, hata maji wa mjini hawawiti, wakifika jua nimepita. Yeah. Ego queen, king, the new chicken junkie, kwa sababu ushaga tu hapa, hata maji wa mjini hawawiti, wakifika jua nimepita. Na nikipita jua nimewakunja mashingo, kubara siku tunakunywa jogoro, kama niketi kusinipeka napenda vitu moja lakini hewa kama mtaondoka kanijua California kunanyesha mvua ya genge, usisimamishi kama huna mistari wenye hawana kuchorewa ni kama jaonekana wenye wamekafunga wanachorewa namba kama 7 na piga 8 ndipo warajiwe kama Krisa Kibera. Nimecheza chini sana rambi, nipenye mabawa nipae chuka papa ndo niite mama yao, usinipe masono mbao nipe mangiwi na mandogo. Kama tunaongelea wanyama, mimi hupenda wale weusi mabarubaru wenye mbio na kelele kama Subaru. Kwenye mkono niko na bakora, kwenye bega niko na mkoba, nikipita basi wasuba, nikipita basi wasuba. Kwa mkono niko na bakora, kwenye bega niko na mkoba, nikipita basi wasuba, suba, suba. High profile, make me a 5-star. Natokea kwenye toni mwanza. Watch me, nikishine kama superstars. Sichezi namba 4 kama Arsenal. Wanataka nifikie nitazame mbali. Matunda za success, mimi nakula asali. Mimi na pizza major. Na nikipenda wanasema kwenye kuna maneno ya kuelezea na wanaonyesha story wanakula nini. On you kama platform. And you can miss the class after the wait stop. I'm a soul to the sky cause the future is bright. Only that's my path, and I give me a super bright. And I make my latest when I'm on the limelight. Yeah, when I'm on the limelight. When I'm on the limelight. When you gonna go? When you're gonna And you, the way you smell at me, I love it too. I will love you on Monday, I will love you on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will love you forever. I will love you, baby, till I die. No bring your son, or I go mama. My Jenny, my Zambian baby, my African baby, in any Uganda, Ulipenda wina, wamedani Uganda, Kanji, ndiwe nibona, Urobaga bonde kanji, ndiwe nilava, my Zambian baby, my decent baby, my Soweto baby, my Niger baby, my African baby, ndiwe nilava, my darling, Gola Salama, Atili Konda, my daddy, Gola Salama. Na usiku alima mama nipaka imba alima mama mtima unasanga wewe kuande yo mama kuande yo papa kuande yo sisi ateni kukona alima mama ateni mama ila nikuraba ila nikukona my darling, Platinum Records Entertainment Production, I'm a PSD production, MCIO.
Yes, karibuni sana to the Blackout Fire Network Media for the 21st century. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful morning. And of course, good morning all the way here from the 254 to wherever you are listening and streaming with us from Karibuni Sana. And of course, this is the Pan African Bliss Show with me, Joby. And of course, I hope you are doing great. It's been on a Wednesday. I do believe that today, most of you do get to celebrate and appreciate women here. And as Spikes always call it, is the Wadada Day, hashtag WCW. So as you interact with us, please do remember we are live and interactive on our social media handles. On Facebook, I can see you, General Mosquito. You are General Mosquito. You are already up and you are saying hello and grand rising to me. And I hope that you are doing great. Also to you this wonderful morning. And you're saying that if you hear baby multiple times in the song, it must be a Nigerian music. Actually, it is not. It is not. That is a Zambian music. And of course, I'll be listing the names of the song that I did get to play you. That was Halima by the one and only Paul Raj, all the way from Zambia. And of course, we do hope to interact with them one of these fine days. days as he gets to tell us what are the things that are happening, or rather the hopes that people do have for Zambia, because we know that they did get to conduct their elections that was last week, and of course they did get the winner was declared, whom was Hakainde at Hichilema. And I was saying that that name sounds like a Nigerian name, but I do remember Jerome Mosquito saying that it sounds like a gangster name, actually like a killer's name. But personally, I think sounds more like a Nigerian name. So I hope that we'll be able to interact with Paul Watch as he gets to tell us what are the hopes or people that have, rather the manifestos that the president has made for them, and do they see that change is gonna come, or is it the same old situation that is keeps on being repeated from different countries here in Africa? Nonetheless, karibuni sana. I was just saying earlier, do you remember we are live and interactive on our social media handles, on Facebook at the Blackout Fire Network radio station, on Twitter at the Blackout Fire Network, as well as you use the hashtag Pan African Blues with Joby and hashtag Blackout Fire Network. You can also find us on Instagram at the Blackout Fire Network. That is when you slide in our DMs, we are ready to read the DMs. Personally, I don't read my personal DMs, but if it's here on the Blackout Fire Network, I will. I'm the kind of snobbing person when you slide on my DM. Unless I know you, unless you're not on the front list on my DM, I'm not gonna be checking your DMs. But here we are all about interacting, and of course we are getting to discuss different matters concerning our African continent and our our black brothers and sisters who are in Uganda, in US. And of course, when you speak of Uganda, we're gonna be checking a deep matter that is really happening right now. Because when you say about matters that are affecting us as an African continent, Uganda is failing us as an African continent, Manze. I don't know if it is failing us or if it is really lifting up us. And of course, I'll be telling you what is happening in Uganda right now, because it's one of the trending matters here in the African continent. And of course, most people, rather most medias right now, are really discussing about it. And of course, I want to engage with you as we get to discuss and tell me what you think, or rather, what are your thoughts about this. You can also call us in, SMS us or tap us at the +254 754 402 730, all the way to wherever you are listening to us from. I do believe most of our brothers are in Ghana, in UK, others are in Florida, or maybe in New York, or rather New Jersey, wherever you are listening to us from. I just want to welcome you to the show today. And of course, Drew, just keep it the Black of Fire Network, because we have an amazing program lined up for you. I do believe yesterday I was not in, and of course I was not feeling super well, and I'm super good because I took a day off. But my voice right now, at least I'm a bit audible. Yeah, I think you guys can hear me loud and clear. My voice is not too distorted, but I think you guys can hear me loud and clear. So I hope that you guys can hear me loud and clear. And of course, Freddie, let me just get to Yes, that was Essence.
This is Black Fire Radio, media for the 21st century.
That was Essence by the one and only Wizkid and Thames, and of course they did get to do the most on that amazing jams. And I did get to see that there's a remix actually by Wizkid and Justin Bieber, and it's sounding amazing still. And of course, you can get to check that one out on YouTube. Karibuni sana once again. This is the Black Fire Network media for the 21st century, and of course you are listening to the Pan African Bliss Show with me, Joby, and I hope you are doing great this wonderful Wednesday. It been the 18th of August. Yeah, in Nairobi, and I hope you are doing great as we vibrate as we use the hashtag Pan African Visit Joby and hashtag Black Out Network, and also you can catch us on Instagram as you slide on the DM. As I said earlier, personally, I'm not the person to open my personal DMs. That is my Insta account. I'm not the rare one, actually. I'm not that easy, okay? So that here we are all about engaging and of course discussing different matters. So you can find us on Instagram, Black Out Network. As you slide in the DM, we'll be checking your comments, and of course as we engage on different matters. I can see General Mosquito. I can see actually that is a shade. I'm gonna take that one as a shade. You say that your voice sounds a lot better. You don't sound like a poddy cat no more. Okay, no offense. I didn't take that on as an offense, but I hope you are doing great and of course enjoying the show so far. Freeway Dread. I do believe this is, you say that this is Frozen. Frozen. If I'm not wrong, it's Black Frozen. If you did get to miss that one out, you can get hold of it. That is on our website at the www.blackofinetwork.com, and of course get to see what is really all about, because he has some amazing vibes in terms of music, and I'll be playing you one of his jams. After we get to discuss what is really, or rather checking what is happening in Nigeria and of course in Uganda. First, we're gonna start with Nigeria, and of course, I did get to see that the Nigerian has urged the civilians to arm themselves, and of course, this is due. I think this is due to the abduction that has really been happening in the country so far, and of course, this matter is not only in Nigeria. So far, in the 254, the matters of abduction has really been happening, not only to the kids but even to adults, whereby you just we see in the media each and every day cases of people disappearing and not being found, rather being found dead. And we are asking ourselves, where is the matters of security? Because the matters of insecurity are really rising up so high. And we did get also to see the matters of police brutality, which has really affected so many people, especially in the 254, because young youths are being killed innocently and for no reason. And of course, people are demanding justice. And I did get to wake up and see the media two twins, which we did get to tell you about. I think for the last 2 weeks we've been talking about this. They have been arrested, and of course they have been suspended. And I do hope that they should not even get their jobs back, because when you're killing people innocently, and of course for no reason, and you know that for no reason, if it's a thug, yes, we're gonna understand, because it's because of the matters of unemployment that are happening in our countries. But in Nigeria, it has been reported that to defend themselves, Masari, the governor of the Katisan Estate, blame citizen for the continued abduction, because they are not, they're not really properly, or rather armed. Whenever these attacks come up, they're not really armed. And of course, there's no, I'm gonna attack someone that have not been ensured, rather I don't even have money to have. We've seen how the government also works. I'm gonna attack someone, then at the end of the day, as much as you are defending yourself against a certain situation, the matters always stand back against you, because the matters of injustice, they are occurring in different areas each and every day. But in Nigeria right now, people, or rather the citizens, are being allowed to be armed. And of course, whenever these gangs come around in matters of kidnappings or the abduction that have been going on, they should be ready and also be armed. It's also been said that the attackers were imploded by what he called the mixed submission to their threat. And the governor made the comments on Tuesday during the visit of the town of Jibai, one of the communities affected by the violence. Nigeria's defense minister was severely criticized for making similar remarks in February. But I do believe personally these are quite a good take, or rather a good step, because ensuring, or rather the matters of security, as I say, the matters of insecurities have been happening in Nigeria since the 4th of December. That was last year, where kids were being abducted. And of course, we've seen cases whereby they were asking for ransoms, but at the end of the day, when these people take, or rather deliver ransoms, they also end up being abducted, rather being kidnapped. But at the end of the day, I do believe these are quite a serious matter, and also a good step that the government of Nigeria has really taken about to ensure that the citizens of Nigeria are safe, and of course feel secured. Whenever you are having a weapon, whenever someone comes to attack me, of course when I have a weapon, I'll feel secure, because I can defend myself in any other way, and I do believe that is quite a good move. Nonetheless, we move on to the matters of Uganda. It has been reported that right now, let me just get to read the whole case, because this, as I said earlier, this is one of the trending issues right now in most of the African continents. I did get to wake up and see the medias, they are talking all about this. And my take, or rather my question about this, so is it that as much as we know that most of our African countries are being ruled by the colonies, and of course being controlled by the US government, for how long are we going to keep on taking their orders? Why is it that they can't handle their issues in their own way? Because the more we keep on taking their orders, the more we keep on taking donations from them. And as I speak of donations, I did get to see that Ethiopia, is it Ethiopia or still Uganda? If I'm not wrong, I'm going to be confirming that just in a few, where they have been donated about $700,000 coronavirus, the COVID jab, or the COVID jab in general. And I was just asking myself, for how long are we going to keep on depending on this, on the US government, on the colonies? How For how long are we going to keep on asking for help? Because as we keep on saying, as much as we need to unite, it's high time, not with our leaders, but it starts with us. I do remember the time when we speak of the matters of still police brutality. There was a young youth, actually a young girl. I don't know if I'm gonna find the video, but she was protesting in town, claiming that if we lose our power, if we lose our fear, they lose. If we lose our fear, they lose their power. And I do believe that is the motion that should be going on, because the more we keep on instilling fear within us, that is when their power keep on rising up. And we as Africans, if we start with our own selves, with the unity and stop hating on each other, with the unity and start supporting each other, with the unity and see how youths are being killed out here, and be able to defend your brother whenever he's been attacked for no reason, that is one thing that is going to unite us. And of course, that is the fear that is going to be lost. And of course, even with the police, they're going to lose their power, because as much as they are working for the government, being controlled by the government, these governments are also being controlled. But in the matters of Uganda, it has been said that Uganda has taken the move, or rather, it has taken the move, of taking 2,000 Afghanistan refugees in their country. And I was just, my question. Of course, I did get, when I bumped into the studio, I did get also to hear certain, conversation. Where lady, she's asking, for how long are we going to be taking rules from the U.S. government? That is the question of today. For how long are we going to be taking rules from the government of US? Because the more we give them power, the more they keep on controlling us, the more they're gonna be taking away, whatever we really own. And before we even realize it, because I did get to see that, rather here, that these people are supposed to be staying here for about 3 months in Uganda. And I was just asking, the more they stay here, the more they're gonna be adapt the life of Uganda, and of course get to learn about their culture. That is knowledge that is still being stolen away from us. When they go back to their countries, that is something that they have also stolen from us. And at the end of the day, we just need to wake up. And as our leaders, actually, I'm just also super disappointed with Museveni. Just the other day, I was supporting him, and of course, I do hope to find the video. He was talking about how Africans are stupid because we are depending so much on the Europeans, rather we are giving them power. And I was just asking myself, why is it that right now is the person, still allowing the US government to control them? And I did get to hear that they are allowing this because Uganda has been receiving ransoms from the US government for quite long, in terms of donation, in terms of food, and so many political things. And right now, I'm super disappointed by Museveni and whatever he has really done. Actually, yeah, actually, this is the video. I'm just gonna play a short clip of it, and get to see what he said, and according to what is really happening right now. Because the matters of us Africans failing in realizing it as a correct, because as much as they are failing us, the next day tomorrow they are saying this, the next day they are saying this. So they don't even have, depending on these leaders, they are failing us. The next day tomorrow they are saying this, the other day they are saying this. Today they're gonna say this, the next day they are saying this. So they don't even have a stand. They do not even have, a motion towards the African continent, or other their countries as well. Um, it's not audible, but I don't know what is really happening. But I do hope to correct that it's not audible. But I did want to share what is what he did get to say, and of course what has been reported earlier today concerning the refugees who are right now in Uganda. So I'm gonna just see just a little bit as we get.
A friend are moving, but they need some other raw materials. Even this morning I was checking with them. please, if you really want to help Africa, get us those raw materials. We shall pay. I don't want any headache from anybody. I will pay. I'll pay for the vaccine if it is already done. I will pay for the raw materials.
One of the things, actually, I'm really disappointed personally, because we don't need any help actually from these people, because one, we know we have all the raw materials, and these raw materials, they came from Africa. And of course, we did get even to confirm that some time back when Keith was telling about how China 40 years ago it did get to develop, and all these raw materials, they came from Africa. But right now, this was what Museveni was saying. We are feeling that Africans are stupid because we are depending so much on the US government, or rather on the colonies. But at the end of the day, still the person who's demanding, for help, for raw materials, for him to pay. Why is it that Africans can't come up with their own raw materials? Why is it that we can't come with our own factories and manufacture our own things? Why is it that we have to depend on other people from different things? And at the end of the day, that is why we are feeling as a continent and as people of the African.
All these areas, we shall be having our own vaccine. We shall be having, we already have our own diagnostics. We already have the therapeutics. We may help the world. We are moving very well there. So this selfishness in the world is bad, but it's good. I like it because it wakes up Africans. It's a shame.
For me, I'll just say it the way Keith and Spikes always say it. This is a puppet. That is what he did get to say. And of course, I'll not be able to finish the whole video. And I'll be relating to whatever has been actually reported today. And these, refugees are supposed to be staying in Uganda for 3 months. And my major issue is, we know that we have the resources. Africa is a blessed continent. Africa people are full of knowledge. African people are full of so many things that the Europeans do not really have. But at the end of the day, none of us really want to realize this. None of us really want to wake up and see how the US government is really using people in different ways. And let me just look up for the video. That is not the one. Let me just look up for the video.
Approaching women, but have no clue they're making.
Please, we don't want that. Please don't take us there. We're not doing relationship shit right now. But let me just look up for the video and of course get to understand what I'm really talking about. Personally, I don't know what are your thoughts about this. Uganda being able to accommodate the refugees, rather, the Afghanistan's refugees in the African continent. I don't know, what are your thoughts about this? Do you think this is a good movement that the African continent, Uganda as an African continent, it is really making, or is it a failure? Because personally, I think it's a failure. And of course, considering it has been, the orders came from the US. And of course, Museveni has just taken it in. And this is because of the, you depending on a certain, it's like, you have a boss. Let me just say in this matter, you have a boss, and of course he has been doing this and this and this and this for you for free, for free. So whenever he gives you a request, and of course in terms of, it's like a Thanksgiving. How do I call it? It's just like a Thanksgiving. You're gonna be able to, you're not gonna refuse, because if you refuse and the next day you're gonna be needing help from him, he's not gonna be able to give you because you denied, or rather you are not able to help him in any other way. But this is what was being reported, and I'll just play the audio.
Uganda has an open door refugee policy. This is a country which is home to over 1.4 million refugees. So when the US approached Uganda to take in that request to take in 2,000 Afghan refugees, Uganda had to accept that because it is a hospitable country, and it has been doing that. It has been hosting refugees from all over the region and other countries in Africa. And another thing is that Uganda has been having that long-term cooperation with the US in terms of professionalization of the army. Uganda has been benefiting a lot from the US when it comes to maternal health, when it comes to supporting agriculture. So this mutual benefit from each other has prompted Uganda to really take up these refugees. The refugees, those who will be here, especially the Afghan refugees who will be coming in. What we know is that they are coming in batches like 500, and there is definitely space for them here because we have a number of settlements in Uganda, and specifically with these kind of refugees coming in, they will be. We know is that they will be hosted in hotels. They'll be here for around 3 months as they are being cleared. And what we know, they'll be hosted in specific places like hotels where they will be sponsored. And we know that by the time they will spend here, the US will be meeting that expense. So they will definitely have space where to stay as they will be cleared. And Uganda still has more space to accommodate more refugees in the country.
Personally, I think I'm pretty certain that most of these people might even end up settling in Uganda because we have lands in matters of, when you look at the African, how it's really blessed, they might end up settling here or finding the nature of here, super accommodative, or rather, even the weather, being favorable unto them. And also in matters of, saying that Uganda has been depending on these people in terms of raw material, hospitality and such shit, that is not an excuse personally to me, because it's quite clear that these leaders are being controlled by the colonies and also the US government. It is quite clear that Africa is not really ready to move forward and being able to say no to some matters, because if you say no, and of course, it's just like I've given the example, and you have been dependent on someone for quite a longer time. For you to give it like a thanks, just in terms of like let me just say a Thanksgiving, as I mentioned, a Thanksgiving, you're gonna have to say yes, because the next time whenever you're gonna be in needy and you refused this offer, or rather the request that they had for you, you're not going to be able to get help from them. So it's high time as Africans, we really need to wake up. And of course, I was just another thought that I just had for myself, and I was just looking at this matter. You remember in the times of before we had before Africans acquired freedom and everything, as much as we don't have the freedom that we have, the freedom that we require. I do remember in terms of in the times of the Mau Mau period, we did get to see, rather I did get to study that some of even these white men did have to, they ended up sleeping with African women here, and of course leaving them with the responsibility of kids. And of course, if you dig deeper, even right now, it is still happening. Even when the Chinese come to Africa and they have some road construction, or even if they happen to go to some, poor communities, let's say like Samburu, Marsabit, and some other places, the Maasai community, or even other places where people are not even ready, or rather even freely able to come up with an accusation or even fight for their rights, or even whatever they have been really done up, and or rather whatever has really happened unto them. If you dig deeper, these Chinese end up sleeping with the young women, or even raping them, not even sleeping with them, raping them, and leaving so many responsibilities. And of course, if you rape a person and they don't have protection, they're gonna end up being pregnant, if it's for a young girl or for a lady. And in matters of Uganda, personally, my thought was this: I'm not looking at this in the matters of the colonial time, or rather the colonial period, or before we acquired all this that we have today. I'm looking at in this manner. Yes, these people are going to be given accommodation there. They're going to be living in hotels as they are claiming. And of course, the US is going to, be able to cater for all the expenses and everything. But at the end of the day, we have the African young, pretty women, actually. Ugandans are also very pretty. Let me just say so. Uganda has very pretty women in terms of their culture, in terms of how the hospitality that they have, how they really get to accommodate people in different ways. It is quite, convincing. And I was just asking myself, how many Afghanistan men are gonna be going after the African ladies or the melanin outside here, and how many ladies are going to be allowed to be, mentally foolish by these white people? Because we know Africans, most Africans, for those who do not really know the truth of everything that has been going on in the African continent, and of course the history of today, I was just asking myself, how many of them will end up being courted by these men, the Afghanistan men, and of course, how many of them are going to end up being pregnant, and the responsibility that is going to be left onto them? That is the question that I had for myself. And of course, as you interact with us on our social media handle, I can see you Frozen Freeway Radio saying that is a bad idea. And of course, I totally agree with you. And I can also see saying that Arabs will be settling further down into Africa. Arabs are heavy in Northern Africa already. And of course, there is something that has been happening. It started with the Chinese. We have the whites. Actually, if you look at the likes of Mombasa, how many white people are there? And I was just telling Kid the other day how when you go to Mombasa, and it's not like I want to make Mombasa look like a bad place. It is a very nice place. But the issue is the white people out there are slowly accommodating, rather, filling up the African continent, and of course taking up so many spaces, rather being accommodated. And of course we are tolerating all this. And at the end of the day, when you go to Mombasa and you look at the matters of the white people who are there, most of them are sick personally. That is what I really know, and you can't change my mentality about that. Most of them are sick. Most of them are full of AIDS. Most of them play with girls, young girls out there. Then you end up being sick. They take up your ideas, and of course it's like they are gaining energy from you, from the young people. They are gaining energy slowly, taking your vibrations away and lowering your own vibration. They are raising their vibration and lowering yours, what is yours. And at the end of the day, we just need to wake up. That is what I'll keep on saying. And as you interact with us, please tell me, what do you think? Is this a very good movement that Uganda has made, or is it a foolish movement? Because personally, I think it's a foolish movement. And this is just an example of what other African continents can also do, because this is a president who is allowing this. What about Kenya? Next, what is going to happen? We're gonna be told that the Europeans, rather Mexican people, are coming to Kenya, rather we need to accommodate this and this and this. And of course people are going to be tolerating it. And of course others are seeing this as a big chance. Unaona ni kama umeomoka, lakini hakuna kuomoka. As we say in Swahili, you think like you've already made it in life because some white people are coming into your country and you're going to be interacting with them in different ways. But we are slowly failing as a continent, and we just need to wake up. Nonetheless, this is the Black Out Fire Network Media for the 21st century. We're going to take a short musical break. Then when we come back, we're going to be discussing more about this issue of today. 36 minutes past 12 p.m. in Nairobi, and I hope you are enjoying the show of the day. I'll be playing you Emotions by the one and only Frozen Black. And as you tell me what you think about today's topic, keep it the Black of Fire Network. We're going to be right back.
Always again for the bottom. Now we head into the top. Drop low.
This is Black Out Fire Radio.
Hey.
Radio for the 21st century.
Hey. Yeah. One of the students up with the hood, I got emotions. Nigga, you turn up to suicide, you got emotions. My parents so angry at me, she got emotions. Dropping the hundreds for free, I got emotions. One in the streets, over the hood, I got emotions. Nigga, you turn up to suicide, you got emotions. My babe so angry at me, she got emotions. Dropping the hundreds for free, we got emotions. Typical different emotions, smoking the cookie like talking. Get up for one, it's like cobra. Nigga, you torture. Papa, what's up with the flash? Super for son of the mask. Tryna go finish my task. Tryna fuck me down the snap. Getting my money inside. Releasing my checks with cash. Jumping the ice bag. Look at my best and you last. Why you so selfish and bad? Looking at me after that. Because the view was so bad. One in the streets, but with the hood, I got emotions. Nigga, you tryna do suicide, you got emotions. My babe so angry at me, she got emotions. Took with the hundreds for free, we got emotions. One in the streets, but with the hood, I got emotions. Nigga, you tryna do suicide, you got emotions. My babe so angry at me, she got emotions. Took with the hundreds for free, we got emotions. chop at the back. Never depend on mass. Going in the business. The people chop at last. I speak like he never go cash. I believe I could fix the task. Miss a temple, keep bigger with task. Send it the work with the blast. Every go back to be mad. My dog is stuck in the man. Your robbers will finish the first. Count for mouth, spacing the charts. We finish the rest of the first. Running the beat is so first. We're gonna take no drugs. Ready to buy the mark. One in the streets, but with the hood, I got emotions. Nigga, you tryna do suicide. You got emotions. My pants so angry at me. She got emotions. Jump with the hundreds for free. We got emotions. One in the streets, but with the hood, I got emotions. Nigga, you tryna do suicide. You got emotions. My pants so angry at me. She got emotions. Jump with the hundreds for free. We got emotions. Step from the bottom to the top. Shout out to my nigga Bliss. Echo. Top of the back. We coming top. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And of course, that is by the one and only Black Frozen. And did we get to interview him earlier here on the Black Fire Network Media for the 21st Century on the expression. Of course, if you did miss that one out, as I said earlier, you can check it out on our website at the www.blackfirenetwork.com. And of course, get to listen his engagement. How did you get to engage with him concerning his music career? And of course, the advice that he has for some young people if you are trying to get or rather venture into the artist industry or rather the music industry. Nonetheless, this is the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby, and of course you are listening to the Black Fire Network Media for the 21st Century. Karibuni sana once again, and of course 40 minutes past 12 p.m. and I hope you are doing great as you get to discuss the matter of today. And personally, I got emotions because I think Uganda has failed us, and of course I'm starting with Museveni because there was some time back I was super proud of him when he was talking the matters of us stopping depending on the US government, on the colonies, in different matters. We need to venture into our own raw materials. But again, he went ahead and said, give us these raw materials, we're going to pay for them. But I just want to correct him. We don't need raw materials from anyone because we have everything in Africa. We totally have everything we need. Have you ever, for once, I don't know if you go in the likes of, let me just speak of the nature that we have actually in Africa and how blessed we really are. If you go onto the western side, if you are taking a road trip, Africa is really blessed. There's a stop where people always stop. I don't know, it's in between before you get into Naivasha. Before you get into Naivasha, where there are bricks, if I'm not wrong, right, Kate? Correct me if I'm not wrong. There is a space, if I'm not really wrong. Actually, I'll be confirming that. Yeah, the viewpoint. It's in between before you get into Naivasha, right? And it's always super beautiful. Personally, Africa is really blessed. Leave alone that the mountains, the rocks, and everything that we have, the nature, we are really blessed. So we don't even need any raw materials or even to go look for anything outside here. I do remember where I was sharing a certain video whereby let me just check it out, and he was talking about how we are depending on these people, and yet we have everything under our ground. We are stepping on everything, on our blessings beneath us, but we're still going outside here and looking for for help and to other people. But other than the day, I can find the video, but I'll be hope to be sharing that. That is tomorrow or later. And personally, I think Uganda has really failed as a country. And of course, Museveni. So long as we have these presidents, and when we were talking rather arguing with spikes whereby, these elder people, they don't want to give young people opportunities. And that is because they can't see what is really coming, or rather what is really to come. They say the future is bright, but I can't see any brightness in there. Only we can understand the pain that we are going right now as young youths. Only we can understand how the economy is really affecting us in different ways. And of course, getting to also accommodate other people in our country. And while even your own country is not developed, your country is still the same. You've not made you've not made any impact onto your own peoples. You've not even made the manifestos the manifestos you told them or rather fulfill the manifestos you told them, and yet you want to fulfill other people's manifestos, rather the refugees manifestos. This is super clear, and of course people just need to wake up. And that is when I was saying, when you use the hashtag that the young girl was really using, if you lose our fear, they lose their power. And that is one thing that is going to keep us moving. If we lose our fear, they're going to lose their power. And I'll just let me just look up onto the video, and I just did get to love how this young girl really did get to protest. And this is one thing that I think, as an African continent, as we get to wind up, and because we have the African Diary and of course other amazing shows here on the Black of Fire Network, I do hope that Uganda, not even Uganda, because personally I don't even want to talk more about it, because I got emotions as Black Frozen is talking about it. I just got emotions for African people, because we are slowly going to the slavery moment. My worry is how many people, how many refugees are going to be left behind. All right, Uganda is not even far from Kenya, and how many of them are going to be coming to Kenya, or even going to Tanzania, going to Rwanda or Burundi? How many of them will be scattered all over? Because if it's all over at 2,000 people, I can't even, it may be even above 2,000 people who are coming into the Uganda, country, as in the matters of being accommodated, rather saying that Uganda has the best hospitality. How many of them are going to be coming to Kenya, or rather into Tanzania, or rather into Burundi, Rwanda? Because we have everything that they are looking for here. And at the end of the day, if we don't even realize it, we're going to fail, and we are going back to the slavery moment. These people are going to be taking control of our country, and of course it's our leaders who are failing us as a continent. And of course that is why we are saying, if we lose our fear, they're going to lose their power. If we lose our fear, they're going to lose their power. And that is one thing that we need to do. Let me just check out onto the video as we wind up. And of course, I want to appreciate everyone. Who has been tuned in, and I want to appreciate General Mosquito, and of course Freeway Wade, and that is Black Frozen. And I want to appreciate you for also being here, and of course giving your sentiments. Keith, thank you also for giving us this this platform, and I do hope that everyone is doing okay. Do remember, we have the African Diary up next, and of course we have the Rhythm Scoop Show, we have the 254 to Daily Show, and later on we have the Africa Today show. So keep it the Black of Fire Network, because as I said, we are all about making and bringing up solutions. But for me, as in the Uganda, I can't find any solution. We just need, as African people, personally, we need, if the Ugandan people did get to stand up and say, protest in a very peaceful way, we say we don't need these people in our country. I mean, why is it that these presidents can't give citizens the freedom of speaking out themselves? Or coming up as a president, this is the step that I'm taking, or the step that I'm about to make. What do you even think about it? But they just end up making decisions without even our own satisfactions being met. But at the end of the day, this just needs to stop with our own selves, and of course standing up for ourselves. Nonetheless, this has been the Pan-African Bliss Show, and I want to appreciate y'all. And I'm looking for that video actually. If we lose our fear, they lose their power. This is the one. Let me just share it as we wind up.
I'm not going. Why are you arresting me? What did I protest?
She was protesting because young people are being killed for no reason, and they were trying to arrest her, and she was just like, why are you arresting me for no reason? And of course, this is one in the matter where I come up saying each and every time, on your confidence, because if you have confidence, trust me, now I can take away that from you. My confidence is one of the things that I love most about me. No one can ever take that away from me. No one.
I'm not going. Why are you arresting me? What? Give me a reason. I protest because you're killing us. You police. You're killing us in our communities. Who are communities? Why do you want to arrest me? Hey. People power! Hello everyone, welcome back.
And of course, that is what was happening. And of course, if we lose our fear, they lose their power. And at the end of the day, that is what we need to do as Africans. We need to lose our fear so that even the government that we have today and the leaders, because of the fear that we have, that is why they keep on doing stupidity things. And of course, they see us tolerating it. But if we lose our fear and stand up as a nation, stand up as African people, and own what is really ours, no one is going to take away from us. It's just the same way that I keep on saying, own your confidence. Because personally, me speaking for myself, and of course, this is one of the things that I do believe most of you have really testified, no one can take away my confidence, Manzi. My confidence is one of the things that I love myself, and it's on its highest point, on its highest vibration. Even my own parents know about it. Out of all my siblings, I'm the one who is totally different, actually, because I have the most highest confidence out of everyone. And that is one thing that you need to do. Stand up for your right, stand up for what you really know it's true. And of course, once you do that, no one can ever take you for how do I say it, an advantage of you, or rather, for the term, if you can get the term just disappeared, but no one can take advantage of your situation or wherever you are. Nonetheless, asanteni sana to everyone who has been on the show. Thank you, General Mosquito. Thank you, Freeway Dread, and of course to the rest of the family. Remember, we have the African Diary up next, just in a few minutes, in 10 minutes, and of course, keep it the Black of Fire Network. We're gonna be right back also with the African Diary and with the 254 to the Daily Show and with the Rhythm Scoop Show. For now, I want to say kwaheri with this amazing jam by the one and only, and I can see Benzema and Savara. This is PTA Bypass, just one of the jams to vibe with. Nonetheless, asante sana. For now, I want to say kwaherini.
Kuna wanalisahau kuwaambia, kuna kitu moja tunafaa kupitia. Kuna mademu mashashola na mapia, pia na pia mademu sare
na vijana ni mia.
Basi tu hakuna sabalia.
Nimecheki Google Maps. Au speak kuna jam hadi Nax. Kwaheri.